organization, and that starts with you really operating offensively well. And how about that play right off the bat, Middleton to Lopez?
Prior to the trade deadline, they're going to need a lot from Maker for the Pistons in this series. Here comes Drummond.
It's a scorer as well, and a terrific defender for this Pistons team.
Here's Antetokounmpo putting it down.
Your hopes, though, is that you can get some confidence for some of these young guys who haven't had the opportunity to perform in the postseason.
Lopez. This is Reggie Jackson. That's a three-pointer. No Griffin. They're going to need a lot from Jackson tonight until Griffin's able to come back. And Antetokounmpo is ball time in the building tonight. Antetokounmpo, the drive and kick. That's Bledsoe. And the rebound putback is...
It's been what they've been able to do defensively that's allowed them to kind of blow this thing open here early on.
Shot. It's their second postseason appearance in 10 years. Their first since the 15-16 season as Ellington in the last couple of years.
It's been a struggle. And it does. The other thing it allows you to do as an organization, nice pass there from Middleton to get Connaughton
Drummond away from the paint, something that the Pistons coaches will try to combat in the series. Here's Connaughton again, and he's headed to the free throw line.
And this is an area where I think Mike Budenholzer has had the biggest, in most part, has been in rhythm. And they've been dictating on both sides of the floor.
Beautiful triple drive.
And that's really the weakness of this Pistons team. And Dwayne Casey talked about it in our pregame meeting. As Brook Lopez knocks down another triple at this stage of his career. He's a perfect piece of the puzzle is Drummond there with the steal.
Drummond to the rack, can't put it down, and he's stuck back tonight. Still out with that left knee injury.
And remember, this was a Bucks team there. That's a nice.
Reasons why was the play of that man, Andre Drummond. Now to Smith, fading away and hits Greg in the second round, and he, of course, will add that extra element that they've been missing. Kennard to the rack. Here he comes again, full head of steam. Connaughton from deep. Splash! Better than 118 points per game. Pretty impressive start. Zaza Pachulia.
Been a formula for success for them is Brown there in the passing lane. And they are just Giannis on that back line.
So Nikola Mirotic is checked into the game for the Bucks as Kennard hits on.
So I like the addition of him for this group.
This is Hill on a three. Got it again! To Galloway. Sended pass for Pachulia, broken up by Sterling Brown. Antetokounmpo! Violent finish! Greg, they finally missed.
Yeah, that was a really good rebound there, too, by Connor Maker. And is rewarded on the other end. I thought that, and there was an example of it as Maker gets the finish.
Maker, the 10th overall pick by Milwaukee back in 2016 as Bledsoe. Maker bothers him in the paint. First time they've kind of thwarted Giannis in the paint in this game. That is Kennard on it. What a start for Mike Budenholzer and his Bucks. Beautiful backdoor cut. Nice defensive recovery by Elias Oban. Ellington, but Kennard starting to hit. Middleton, first-time All-Star this season, has been lights out since the break, better than 21 per game. Dropping a dime to Hill.
That type of impact as well with their understanding and unselfishness of how to play the game.
A beautiful little flow. Robinson, well short.
He gets the ball off the backboard and turns into a guard, sets up his teammates. He should definitely be in consideration for that.
Kareem, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Jamie, basket crazy.
You know, it's funny. There's this debate going around. Michael Jordan, greatest of all time. Always LeBron in the conversation, and Kobe. And
to go back even further than that, his high school days at Power Memorial in New York City.
UCLA.
Absolutely. It's a huge loss for them, but Milwaukee is playing about as well as anyone could have hoped.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, the uncertainty. You got to do a better job of getting to Giannis earlier.
50% shooter inside the paint. He's only 29% outside the paint in terms of his field goal percentage, and there he is again.
Probably because he hadn't had to shoot him. You know, that's probably the first mid-range he's taken this game. He's been able to get wherever he wants, whenever.
The first year in Budenholzer's system.
Yeah, well, And that's what it was. Having to make the adjustment. The game was going to be played differently, but to his credit but I do think if this team has a legit chance to win, he is going to be so vital to their success because of that ability right there.
And Brook Lopez having a good old time. Wayne Ellington around his screen and hits. He's to begin the third quarter. It has been incredible. Here he comes again.
Oh, goodness. Because he can do so many things physically, he can create passing angles because of his athleticism.
Award in the NBA, it is just astonishing. Antetokounmpo underneath, taking contact, and look out. This will get the attention of the officials.
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo remaining composed.
Things like that.
You weren't always this mild-mannered.
No, you have it happen sometimes, and that's the positive. Everybody to really drive, and the team, more importantly,
to break. Kennard just can't get the three off. Nicely done by Ilyasova. This is Galloway with the corner. Season 36-point lead here in Game 1 over Detroit. Shorthanded without Blake Griffin.
You know what's about to happen.
It's a wild scene outside. Didn't put a damper on the excitement level of this fan base.
No.
And the way the Bucks have played.
Or the team, because both have been stellar. This is a beautiful facility. One of the nicest in our entire.
First time we'll see a team from the East, not led by LeBron James, go to the NBA Finals as Sterling Brown hits for tonight and then some. But Greg, they have thrown down the gauntlet to the rest of the team, certainly in the East and the entire NBA. That is
redeem themselves and hope that Blake is able to come out and give them something.
Here's Pachulia on a little floater case. He's been a very good player for Milwaukee the last couple of years. You saw his role diminished a bit this season with the depth that they have had. There's Luke Kennard again.
Detroit.
He's got 18 points. Dribble drive, beautiful fourth. Smith back to Kennard. Trying to shake Connaughton, who was there, and he hits. That's a look in terms of what Blake Griffin's status will be here for Game 2 on Wednesday night. So this was about as bad a start.
And I tell you, Budenholzer's trying to get him some minutes just to get the rhythm and the timing back.
And it'll be interesting when Brogdon comes back, assuming he is able to come back in the second round. You've got Mirotic, a new piece, Brogdon.
I think it will be. And listen, they've got a roster. I think the one thing that helps, though, is the style that they play. Nice pass there by, think about it, you had arguably the greatest player to ever play the game, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the greatest Buck to ever play. Terrific performance here in Game 1.
And certainly putting was not a mirage. This is a team that is for real, and they are a real championship contender. Minute left in Game 1. Thomas trying to find some daylight. Nice little shifty move down the
road and shocking that Toronto Raptors fan base.
What a job by Steve Clifford. We'll see point on this Game 1 victory for the Bucks. John Lure bumped.
This was a game where I don't know if anybody could have been within 15 points of Milwaukee tonight. They played that well on both ends of the floor. It's what I call a zone game where just everything was going for them.
I'm by 35.
And, there's an old saying, it actually wasn't that close.